Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Another beer review, and I have Monique with me this time. Santiam Brewing Company out of Salem, Oregon. They've been around a few years now, approximately 2015 or 16. Bourbon barrel aged Abbey Porter. Here's the bottle of it. Pretty basic label, right? Not a lot there, but the bourbon barrel aged caught my attention, and it's wax top. For those who may be curious about the Abbey Porter, basically porters I believe originated in Britain. Abbey means it's brewed in the tradition of a Trappist beer, like a monastery. To be called Trappist, it has to be brewed in an actual monastery by monks. When it's not, when it's brewed by anybody else, they call it an Abbey. Belgian Abbey style porter brewed with North American and European grains, malts, finished with English hops. Aged in bourbon barrels for 1 year, vintage year 2017. That's what I was reading right there. It's impossible to see, but you get the idea. I'm actually not sure how long the basic porter's been available, or as I said, if the whole thing's a one-off. I'm assuming it's a one-off, but I can't find any details on the website all about this beer. This bottle cost me $10. North American, European grains, and English hops. Probably has Pilsner malt in it. That's very typical for European beers. That usually has bread, grain, cracker flavors to it. There may be chocolate malt, black patent, roasted barley, dark crystal, and caramunic. Very difficult to say. Those malts are known to give flavors like roasted coffee, toasted, deep caramel flavors, some toffee, maybe a little bit of dark fruit in there. There's no cocoa flavor from chocolate malt, despite the name being chocolate. The malts I mentioned are fairly common with this, but they could also add other things. The hops for this one, they mention English hops. Could be a Fugels, a Galena. East Kent Goldings are very common. Typical flavors for English hops, though, tend to be a little bit fruity, maybe a little spicy, floral. Being bourbon barrel aged may give flavors of, besides bourbon whiskey, sometimes vanilla, sometimes cherry, oak. It really adds a nice complexity and will generally give a smooth richness to it. It could just be endlessly complex, or we could be really disappointed. Body style for porters is almost universally full body, sometimes medium. This is 8% alcohol, 25 IBUs. Being that this is a porter, that tells me it's going to be a dark beer, either a very dark brown or black. Probably going to have some roasted notes in it, may have some coffee notes. I'm expecting a little bit of dark fruit flavors in it.
Majority of them are dark. Some of them are opaque, but there's very few, a rarity that they are clear.
It is jet black.
Nope.
Holding it up to the light, can't even see through it all. Thick, foamy head. Half an inch, it died down a little bit. Nice and brown.
Definitely smell the barrel age.
Noticeable, pleasant bourbon notes.
Chocolate.
I also get some cocoa notes out of it. These are all very soft and rubbing back and forth, tickling my nose. Very nice, pleasant, not overwhelming.
I get dark fruit.
Okay, I don't get any dark fruit. What kind of dark fruits are you noticing?
Plum, raisins.
Unfortunately, I don't get any dark fruits out of this.
Just a hair of vanilla, a hint of vanilla.
Actually, right when you said that, I was going to say the same thing. First I had the bourbon, then I had a little bit of cocoa, and now I'm getting just tickles of vanilla.
But I get the dark fruit before the vanilla.
And I don't get the dark fruit at all. It opens up in my mouth. It's covering everything pretty equal. I get roasted up front, a little bit of those light roasted notes, rum, bourbon.
I get the bourbon first, and as it down, I get the dark fruit.
It does taste medium body. I don't get any coffee notes.
I don't get coffee either. I get the good chocolate, dark chocolate.
The vanilla flavor and also the rum is gentle and soft, but it coats my mouth repeatedly and sticks around just a little bit longer. I'm only getting light vanilla from the flavor profile at this point. I'm not getting any cherry or oak or anything charred. The flavors stick around for a little bit and slowly dissipate. This is not hoppy at all, no bitterness notes to it, all I can tell. Now I'm getting just a hint of that cocoa, and the toasted and roasted are about equal. Neither one overpowers the other.
On some of the beers that we've had, the barrel aged, sometimes it could be overpowering. But this is, I think this is, it's spot on.
Monique earlier mentioned plum. I'm just now getting possibly that or a little bit cherry in there, but these are the slightest hints of it. Those flavors are most likely to come from a dark malt, such as a Crystal 60 or 80, but there's others that may give that too. I don't get any sweetness out of this at all. No candy flavors, no herbal, earthy. The vanilla's gone at this point. The barrel age process, those flavors are kind of gone.
That taste is dissipating a little bit.
No toffee or caramel. I don't get any bread, biscuit, cracker.
I get just a hint of the biscuit.
Initially, as mentioned, it was rum barrel aging, toasted, roasted flavors. Now I get a little bit sweet, plum, cherry flavors. I get no bourbon flavor at all now.
I still get the bourbon at first. I still get the chocolate nibs.
It's coating my entire mouth again. First hit I had was those fruits, the plum, the cherry, a little bit of sweetness back there, which is so nice. Not really much maltiness, and all that was followed up by a quick roasted, toasted flavor. Dissipated pretty fast.
Now I'm getting the chocolate nibs first.
I don't get the cocoa out of it.
The barrel aged stuff is really dissipated though.
At this point out of the bottle, I don't get any bourbon barrel aging flavor at all. It's gone. Still tastes medium body. Still no bread, cracker, grain. No cocoa on my palate. Toffee, caramel. Toasted is quite noticeable, and those light fruit flavors. I get no barrel aging, no vanilla, no oak.
When you say cherry, I think of, kind of a tart. I know there's different kinds of cherries, but even with the dark black cherry, I don't get that.
It's not bitter at all. Between the bottle and the glass, to me, they taste really similar. I had the flavors change halfway through out of the glass. Out of the bottle, they've been consistent.
I think it shifted at the end, though. The barrel aged bourbon, the bourbon is dissipated quite a bit, but at the end of the bottle, it was more calming effect on it. I still taste the dark fruit and the chocolate nibs to it. Just the hair of the vanilla at the end of the bottle.
See,
I didn't get it at the top.
I didn't taste anything that was off-putting about it, that was not anticipated. I did not get any diacetyl, buttery flavors, anything chemical like a paint solvent, paint thinner, acetone. It's not oxidized, the ball's not skunked from sunlight. No rotten fruit, fusel alcohols, astringency, rubber plastic. Would I buy this again? No, I would not. The barrel aging is incredibly weak. I had very high expectations, which is my fault, but overall, I think it failed to deliver based on what is on the label.
For me, I'm a porter and stout, so I would actually buy it again.
Would I recommend it? For what's on the label compared to what I expected, based on that, I would not recommend it.
I would recommend it if another person was wanting a stout or a porter.
I think it failed to capture the barrel aging properly. The flavor's just too light and it was a little too roasted to me. I think it's below average.
I actually enjoyed this bottle. From the beginning of the bottle to the end. I mean, it didn't change its taste at all, so I do like this bottle.
Santiam Brewing out of Salem, Oregon. Bourbon Barrel Aged Abbey Porter. If you've had this beer or any other beer I've reviewed or any beer I haven't reviewed, send us some comments. Let us know what you think. Let's talk about some beer. That's all we have for this review.
Cheers.
Cheers. It's time to open it up now. Peel off the wax top. That's going to be fun. Give me a hatchet, would you? God, this thing is a bitch to get off. We're going to spend half the video trying to open the bottle here. You can buy it, you just can't have it. Monique's over here performing surgery. She's practicing to become a nurse, so this is her first patient.
I'm dissecting.
Here's 20 minutes of trying to open a bottle.
There we go.
Oh my god. So it took us about 3 minutes just to get the wax off the damn thing. Oh my god. And the beer should be nice and warm by now.
Should be a $20 bill under there.
It better be more than that.